Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. First of all, apologies for being really inconsistent lately. I've been away quite a lot recently and it's not been good, but I'm trying to get back on it. So I'm going to do a chatty get ready with me and kind of have a little catch up at the same time. So I've got this little shirt on. So I've got a white vest top on. This top, I had original top on, but I put some moisturiser on. And I got like a stain, and I was like, from the moisturiser, because I think it had like oils in it or something, and I was like, that's not the vibe. And I thought, oh no, you can't tell, and then I filmed a little bit and I was like, that doesn't look good. Also, I have a lot of new regrowth of hair, and I kind of trying to do more like messy styles rather than like slick back, and it is annoying. So sorry if you're also annoyed. I've had a whole hair journey this year and just been trying to like grow back my hair, because I had like, I don't think I had little bald patches, but my hairline was not looking good. So I'll probably talk more in depth about that at some point, but the basis of this is it's growing back. So yes, and yes, I'm trying to stay away from like hair gels and like anything that slicks my hair back, because as good as it makes my hair look, I'm convinced that maybe that like added to my hair loss thing. I really have no clue. There was like a lot of factors that went into that, and now I'm like, I'm about my hair growth journey right now. So yeah, little ponytail on, little messy ponytail today, and we're gonna do some makeup. Okay, so the makeup is collected. I didn't realise that this little white vest top is like borderline see-through, and I was like, well, I've already changed my top like once, can I really be bothered to like keep it up? So I just whacked this little blue shirt on top, got some stripy boxer short kind of vibe shorts on. Gonna go straight into it. Gonna do a little bit of ELF Natural Glow Lotion. I genuinely have no clue if they even still make this anymore. It's quite old. I probably shouldn't be putting this on my skin right now, but here we are. I think it's really pretty. It adds like a nice little natural glow to the skin, and I'm kind of just putting that everywhere and blending it with my clean hands. I did in fact wash them before this video, because the idea of putting anything on my face when I haven't like washed my hands is just horrifying, to be honest. As someone who suffers from breakouts, I'm like, no, that's okay, that's mirrors doing something. It's just horrific. But as you can see, I put a little bit more on actually. It just adds a nice little bit of like a radiant glow. And I do really want to get the Say one, because that's very hyped right now, and it looks like a little bit of me. But I'm kind of trying to just use the products I have, I guess. So as you can tell, it makes your skin lovely, glossy and glowy. I think it could be glossier, so if you like blended, like mix this in with a little bit of like Future Dew, that'd be like, be really cute. I'm not necessarily using it as a primer, it's more like a glow base. And I might blend it with my concealer in a bit as well. I've got this makeup bag because I've just been traveling, so it wasn't this full initially, but I've kind of just like filled it up for the purposes of this video, so I had like something easy to just grab. Where's my concealer gone? That's not concealer, but this is just going on. Also, you'll probably notice there's a little bit of a breakout going on that. I don't think it's a breakout, I think it's more like irritation, because I did do like a little bit of like dermaplaning or whatever. I don't use like the actual face razor thing, I use like an electric one, because otherwise that really irritates my skin, and it does irritate my skin slightly, but it's right at the bottom, of course it is, but it makes your skin look like so smooth and lovely that I kind of just suffer through it. I should go see someone to do it, but I have such sensitive skin, I just don't think I can like handle a surgical scalpel, but it's definitely on the list of things to like try. I say that as if I have money for a surgical scalpel facial thing or dermaplaning, but here we are. So if you didn't already know, I'm not fresh out of uni anymore. I graduated almost a year ago now, which is terrifying at this point, because the whole year I've been thinking like, oh no, a year ago I was at uni, but like now it's getting up to like being like, oh no, I'm graduated, and a year ago I was in fact also graduated. I don't know, it's just how time flies. I don't know, it's just scary. So what I've kind of done in the year is, I've gotten a grad job. I'm not going to go too into depth about that, but I've got a grad job, and then I've also been doing some travelling. I went to uni quite a bit further away from where I'm currently living, so a lot of my time is spent like going back up to uni. I think I've already said that I went to York Uni, which is a great uni. I recommend. Sounds like just a dumb recommendation, but you know, anyone who's looking at going to uni and they're like, oh, I don't know what uni to go for, kind of want something like party but also like quite party. It was not party, but it was kind of like enough, and it was quite safe in comparison to, what on earth happened there? I need to wash all my brushes. It's like relatively safe if you compare it to like Manchester, London, Nottingham, those kinds of places. And it was still a really good uni, and I had a good time. So I feel like the sponge is making my hands smell weird. Definitely shouldn't be using this, but here we are. I washed it in the hotel that I was staying in. Ooh. On Friday, because I was staying up and like visiting friends up north, and there's so much to unpack with that hotel. I booked it last minute because it was a very last minute trip, and honestly I don't know where on earth my brain cells had gone. I think it's just because I've been very stressed recently, and when you're like kind of stressed, you don't really think things through. I'm kind of like blending this concealer kind of everywhere. I'm only gonna wear concealer, but I feel like I should get an skin tint. It's like quite glowy. But yeah, as I was saying, went up, stayed in, I'm not gonna say where it is, and it this makes me sound really like up myself, but it wasn't. Why am I doing it like this? Okay, I might just leave those because I can't be bothered. I feel like I need to actually tell the story. It was not the best hotel. And obviously when you're booking something last minute, you kind of do need to suffer the consequences of your actions, which is suffering with doing suffering. Not that a hotel really suffering, but you know what I mean. You have to like suffer your own consequences of staying in somewhere that you might not necessarily have picked if you had loads and loads of time to research and think about it. But I had a price range, and I was like, it needs to be like cheap but like worth staying up, because I looked at some places and I was like, no, I am not, as a girl, as a young woman, I guess, like as a girl, I don't really feel comfortable staying in, what did I just drop? Okay, yeah, so I don't really feel comfortable staying in like a mixed dormitory hostel, which was kind of like the cheapest option we had, and I was staying with my sister, and both of us equally were like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I feel like if you're a man or even like a girl way more confident about that stuff, it would be absolutely fine. but it's just, I personally don't feel comfortable doing that. It's got nothing to do with like I wouldn't, you know what I mean? It's like nothing to do with like the whole, oh, it's a youth hostel thing, because I've stayed in youth hostels with my friends and that's absolutely fine, and I have not minded doing that one bit. If you kind of book out a room together, or there's enough of you that you can kind of like book out a dormitory, that's absolutely fine. It's just the idea of staying with people, I'm sorry, specifically men that you don't know, but also just people in general that you don't know, it's just not for me. I'm just not comfortable doing that. Don't know if that'll come with age, but I'm not personally comfortable with doing that, because you see so much stuff on the news of just not good things happening to women, and I'm just not signing myself up for it. But yeah, this is a very much a tangent. This hotel, I don't really know how to explain it, but it was not good. I've stayed in some cheap places abroad, because when I travel I kind of pick what's cheap but also worth staying in, you know what I mean? Ooh, that bronze went all the way there, that's not good. We'll put a bit more concealer there. And this was just, I think this is the worst hotel I've ever stayed in. For starters, it's advertised as ensuite rooms, like literally everywhere advertised as ensuite rooms, and I don't know whether I was just like really tired when booking it, and maybe it might have said on the website as I was booking it that it was shared bathroom, but I had no idea until my sister had gotten there, because she got there before me, and she was like, what on earth have you done, what have you booked? And I was like, surely it's fine. She was like, it's shared bathroom, and there's so many other things about this place that's just no. To give you a little bit of context as well into why this place was not the best, it was also right next door to the STI clinic, which I also did not know this when I was booking, that I was booking a hotel adjacent to the STI clinic. There's photos, there was receipts that this happened. Not good. And yeah, it was just the shared bathrooms situation, and like the shared shower situation. Like the bathroom wasn't even on the same floor as us, so you had to like go down these stairs, and we're like, we're gonna have, like, every time we have to go to the bathroom we have to go together, because we just didn't feel comfortable going to the bathroom in this random house in the middle of town, well, kind of like on the outskirts of town, sort of right next door to the STI clinic. We're like, funnily enough, I don't feel comfortable doing this. Also, the rooms, they were not soundproof. And the first night that we were staying, me and my sister, like at the same time, were kind of like, what is that noise? We're like, is that like a motorcycle revving? Is that like a car? Like what is that noise? Bearing in mind, York's not really like a trafficy city outside of like peak times. We're like, what on earth is that? And then we were like, we came to the conclusion, we're like, is that someone snoring right now? And the snoring was not coming from the adjacent room. The snoring, I can only explain it as like I've never heard snoring like that before. And my boyfriend snores. He snores so loud, but he does not have anything on whoever this person may be that was snoring below us. Why would you? Adjacent room, fair enough. Below you, how is it even possible to have the sheer volume in order to do that? And also, how is this place not soundproof at all that I'm hearing noise from below me? Like, we were the upstairs neighbours, like we should have been the problem, but we weren't the problem, because we were kind of like, I think we should probably be quiet and like lay low, because there was all sorts of like regulations in this hotel that I did not know about. I don't know why I didn't Google it. Actually, no, I do know why I didn't Google it, because the hotels were going so quickly, and I was like, oh, we'll stay in a hotel rather than like stay with friends. Like that's probably the easiest way to do it, and because it is so last minute, I'll just do that. Girls, I wish I'd asked my friends. Terrible. We should have been the problem there, not the people below us. Terrible. Anyways, this is the Chanel bronzer. As you can tell, I've just put it on with a brush that for sure is not helping this irritation breakout kind of situation. I can't remember when I clean my brushes, which is not good because I have been on the move quite a lot recently. So other than this trip to York that we did, also have been, like, I was also in York a couple of weeks ago for my boyfriend's birthday as well, which we had a really nice time, and we'd stayed in like an apartment kind of situation, and it looked really nice. So that's why I was like, oh no, that this place looks absolutely fine, and I kind of assumed that it would be fine. The preference that I had was staying in kind of the same sort of place that I'd stayed in before, because I saw that come up and it was like last room available and within price range, and I was like, yes. So couldn't get that, so I was like, okay, right, this is in price range, this looks okay, I'll just book it now. When something says it's non-refundable as well, like, you should know that is a massive red flag. Massive red flag. So I couldn't even like refund it and go, oh, you know what, I'll sack this off and stay with friends for the night. I was like, well, if I'm paying for this hotel, I might as well be here. It was not good. The location, that was good. The hotel, no. I'm not gonna say bye guys, because I don't want to be saying that. I mean, because that sounds really bad, and I'm sure other people have had a positive stay there, but this is just my personal opinion and personal like experience from it. That looks so gorgeous and smooth because I've just done like the dermaplaning situation. Okay, so we have got blush next. I've got quite a few actually that I love. I am blush blind. I saw that around TikTok and Instagram, and people being like, oh, scared to be blush blind. I'm not even scared because I think that I am. So we've got Milk Makeup. I love these. These are so good for travel, and because I travel so frequently, I find it so useful. And then I've also got a mini liquid orgasm as well, which I'm kind of tempted to wear because I love it. But also, this looks really good. You know what, because I haven't worn this in a while, I might put this on, but I could always put a little bit of cream on top. I am a big fan of these blushes, but I feel like they don't always look consistently good. Get me? Yes, I'm putting quite a bit on. Such a big fan. You know? So yeah, other trips that I've been on, as I was saying, York, but then I also went on a trip to Bristol where I just stayed with family, and that was a work trip as well. Again, I'm not going to disclose where that I was traveling from, but I was not traveling from Bristol or a close place to Bristol, so that was kind of that was quite tiring, but I was glad to have like an overnight stay. That was a work trip, so it was quite fun, and I got to like romanticize my life and be like, yeah, work trip. And I had like a cute little suitcase. I just have to wake up really early in the morning. It was kind of nice, and yeah, really pretty city. So less boring work trips I've been on, and some of my favorite places I've been to. So I was saying that I've just done a fair bit of traveling this year. So in November, me and my boyfriend went to Budapest, if that's how you pronounce it, Alex. Actually, that blush looks really pretty on, so just leave that. And that was a really, really nice trip. That was in November, so it's a little bit colder, but actually the weather was really nice the whole time. It was kind of sunny. It wasn't warm, but I didn't expect it to be, and that was nice weather, so it worked out very, very well. For the sake of being able to yap a little more, I'm going to put a little bit of this on. So that was super nice, really good trip. And I feel like it was definitely a good time to go because there wasn't crowds at all, but it also wasn't freezing. I think we went like the week before Christmas markets, which my boyfriend was kind of bummed about and was like, oh, we managed to go a week later, we could have managed to do that. And I was like, I'm not really too fussed, to be honest, because Christmas markets, this is a very controversial one, but they're not really my thing. I feel like when you've been to like 1, 2 maybe, they kind of, like, I'm not bothered, they're all kind of the same to me. And I suppose because it is like winter and it's a little bit depressing, it's quite nice to have something that you're like, yes, this is cutesy and nice to do. But I'm not really too bothered. I used to go every year with my family, but no, it's not my thing. The only thing I like about around the edge, we moved. The only thing I really like about it is sometimes they do ice skating there, and obviously there's ice skating somewhere. I'm right there. You say ice skating and I am there. I think I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit with my bronzer brush because that looks a little bit too smoky, but I did kind of want to give it a little bit like more of a, you know, okay, it's a day look, but I want it to be a little bit more like smoky because I don't really do interesting looks. And I'll list everything down below. So that was really, really nice. And then I went to Stockholm in, when was that? March. That was amazing. I loved Stockholm so much. It's probably one of my favorite trips that I've been on, like, ever. Like, that was just so good. Massive fan. I found that people were really friendly, and it was kind of like a very much like a slow paced kind of vibe, which is definitely my kind of thing. I don't like it when things are too fast paced, because I want to be able to like slow down and enjoy stuff. Yeah, I prefer like a slow paced kind of vibe, and that's definitely giving that. Gorgeous scenery. It was quite cold, I'm not going to lie. Possibly not the best time to go, but the flights and the accommodation was really cheap at that time, so that was absolutely fine. And we kind of just suffered through the cold because we thought, oh no, it'd be fine, like it's not going to be any cold in England. Yes, it can. I think it was in the minuses at one point that we were there. I packed for the weather. My sister had not packed for the weather, but I'm not surprised because she was never going to do that, and then she had the, yeah, so my sister did not pack for the weather. I did pack for the weather just because I brought like a big coat to wear because I kind of knew that it was going to be cold, and because I'd just been to Budapest and that was quite cold, I was like, I am not risking anything. Because as much as it's nice to look cute while you're away, I feel like being warm, very underrated. So I feel like you'll see like a lot of Instagram posts and photos, and the girls look gorgeous. That time of year, freezing, it was not going to happen. But love that trip. Then I went to Copenhagen. That was in April. That was way more of like a good time to go. I think my favorite times to go is probably spring, because you don't have to deal with like, I feel like it's still a little bit warmer, but it's still off season, because I do not like crowds at all, and I will do anything in my power to avoid crowds. So I like to go off season. That, and obviously it is a lot cheaper And above all, why would you not want to go somewhere for cheaper, you know? Like, why would you not want to go for the exact same thing as just spend less money doing what you wanted to do anyways, you know? Can I just blend in this lip liner a lot? So we're going to do lips. I've got this one from NYX. It's Nude Truffle. I've got a little mole here. I don't even know if you can see that because I've got concealer on, and it's also very faint. I kind of just started like colouring that in a little bit. I feel like that looks super cute. Because I have quite a few moles, and that's the only one that I really like bother with. Because I feel like that has come up a little bit. That's the only thing I don't like about these blushes. I feel like if you try and move them, like they'll come up a little bit, and then you try to put some more on top and it just doesn't happen. But gorgeous colour other than that. I don't know, my preference is just I like to be able, is that looking rainy? Okay. I like to be able to like move my products and blend them out and kind of like layer them on top of each other and stuff to get that desired effect, rather than having to like act quickly to get something blended and all that kind of vibe. And then once it's on, like it's on. I really want to try the Rare Beauty blushes, but I'm not convinced that I'll actually like them that much. Just because they are so pigmented. Like, they look gorgeous, don't get me wrong, and I feel like they're a very like popular thing. And I'm sure when I eventually try them, I'll be like, I was wrong. I'm not convinced, just because they are quite like a fast drying formula. And they seem, well, they are very pigmented, which is not my vibe at all. I like to be able to like layer products if need be, and I want it to look as subtle as possible from the get-go. These baby hairs are very annoying. Just tuck them around my ear. Okay, lips. But the bronzer is quite nice, I think. I have used the bronzer before, the bronzer stick, and I feel like I would need to really use it a bit more to just kind of like play with that to see how I like it the most, because it didn't look as good as like other bronzers might, but it did last all day. So I think that if I use that a few more times and figure out how to like make it work, it will be good. I didn't use my own, I used my little cousin's because I don't want to spend money on something that if I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I know I've already got bronzers that I really like, so I just kind of see no point. This was Kosas Heatwave, which is kind of like a velvet teddy kind of vibe. And I think it looks super pretty with like the darker lip line. And I like a little more of like a cool tone vibe when I've got blue on, which is kind of always like I'm such a blue girl, I'm always wearing blue. But yeah, that's kind of it. That is the finished look. Yeah, that is the finished look. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment, all that kind of fun stuff. It really does help me out, and I would really appreciate if you did subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.